start in front with Jeff, and then we'll go Mike and Rick.
Ron, you guys went from 14 down early in the second half to 12 up with 5 minutes left. What was the difference in that stretch?
Well, I think that we made a couple of small defensive adjustments in the second half that helped us. We ended the half in a bit of a drought with some foul trouble there, so that didn't help the cause. They scored and we didn't. But overall, I think we just buckled down defensively. We got contributions from some upperclassmen. I think Tane was terrific today. He took care of the basketball, made some timely plays, had 5 assists, and he's earned that trust by doing his job. I think as a group, and I'll say this: the big part also, we only had 1 turnover in the second half. We had 7 for the game, I think 6 in the first half. So we always talk about eliminating losing, and when you take care of the ball, that's one step. We could have done a better job on the glass, especially down the stretch there, but I think that was the difference.
Mike.
Ron, you hit 7 of 10 threes to come out in the second half. What was different offensively that was getting you maybe some better looks there?
Yeah, I think we decided to run, to share the ball by committee and no longer kind of having just one dominant ball handler. So that allowed more guys to move and get open. Trying to get Isaac more shots. He got a 14 today, so that definitely helped. Elijah did a fantastic job again at the free throw line, kind of got us going in the second half. Did a really good job of executing the plan there. They went zone, we drew up something quick, and they executed it well, and Elijah hit the 3 in the corner. I think those little things are the difference between winning a game and not.
Say, with Isaac, what are some things you guys have had to do to get him more shots, or even help him adjust his defenses, have keyed in on him and made him the primary focus of their scouting report?
Yeah, it goes both ways. It's not as much him. I have to also find ways to help him. And when you're kind of patterned and people know where you're going to be, it becomes easier to guard. So we're trying to give IMAX some freedom, to really go anywhere, wherever he sees a window. And we're asking guys to screen well for him, and they did that today.
Okay, Marcus, and then.
Yeah, Coach, early in the second half, it looked like you ran some things specifically for Elijah, and he scored on both. Do you think that helped loosen up your three-point shooting and create some lanes for some space for some guys?
Yeah, I think really good offense is played inside out, not outside in. And when you start scoring on the inside, you attract some attention, of course. You make a couple. Coming out in the second half strong, both offensively and defensively, was really important for us. And I think that Elijah did a really good job. He looked like an upperclassman, helping us get that established.
And on the defensive end.
Hold on 1 second. Turn the mic off. Turn the mic off. There you go.
And on the defensive end, they made a lot of shots in the first half, a lot of threes in the first half. They're a 32% three-point shoot. What's part of it is pressuring them, because in the second half, they never got into any sort of rhythm. They turned the ball over, and they were first in the ACC in turnover margin.
Mm-hmm. They are. They're first in the ACC in turnover margin, so they really get after you. But, that's a really talented team, and Kevin's always done a great job of putting his guys in positions to score. For instance, his time at Wilmington, I got to remember he's always done a good job that way. The numbers might not show it, but that's a really good shooting team as well. You saw it today. Their shots came based on our breakdowns defensively. It's not that they're not. We adjusted in the second half. We were there on the catch. We touched closer instead of giving guys room and really threes, which they got in the first half.
Okay, Preston and then Mike.
Yeah, Ron, y'all have featured Elijah a lot more in the last couple of games. Do you feel like y'all are founding an identity with kind of getting him the ball more in those situations?
I believe this is a team that can have multiple guys kind of show up at different days. Elijah is a transfer. We brought him in so he could be a big piece of it. If he continues to stay consistent, I think that'll really help us. But, the last couple of games, Tane has played really well for us. So, the goal is to get multiple guys to play well at the same time, the same night, on both ends of the floor. And I think that tonight Elijah did carry us, but I made some shots. I thought Rhodey was terrific today at the point guard spot. Not only did he shoot the ball well and score, but he assisted well. I mean, he got guys shots, and when he plays like that, we're a different team.
Okay, we have time for 4 more. We'll go Mike, Kip, Jeff, and then Frank.
Hey, Ron, I know New Year's Eve is sort of an artificial part of the calendar. You play again on Saturday, but is there a psychological bonus to ending the year with a victory, getting your first ACC win that just gives a little juice to these guys?
You guys have way too much time on your hands. No, honestly, our focus is really simple, man. Just let's do the hard things well. You know, we'll celebrate the things that we do well and the things that we need to improve on. We'll just put our hard hat on and go work on that. I'm not good at kind of trying to trick guys into having energy, man. Like it's just false. You either have it or you don't. And I think this is a group that can bring energy. You know, I think today we pushed the right buttons. We had the right lineups. We put the right guys on the floor. You know, but absolutely, does it feel good to end the year on a W? Yeah, 100%. It's nice to go into 2025, you know, with our first ACC win. Again, this is that victory. I told them, I said, every single individual contributed to that. That is their victory. You know, they gave me a nice ovation when I went into the locker room. Nice kids, awesome, all of them. But I told them that's not mine. That's ours. You know, and it's really yours because I didn't make a basket today. You know, so.
Kip, then Jeff.
Yeah, Ron, stepping back and looking at this week, big picture, how important is this week to your season? Because you're beginning ACC play in earnest because of the schedule. And also, just you've got 2 home games before you make the West Coast road trip. How much did you have to get the team's attention that this could be a make or break week?
We don't use those words. There is no make or break. We don't. Every game is important. It doesn't matter what the record is, every game is important. It doesn't matter who the opponent is, every game is important. The only thing that we can control is our preparation and our focus. If we start looking at what's coming ahead, you're gonna lose your way. Today was about today. Today was about NC State. You know, it wasn't about anybody else. We didn't talk about what's gonna happen 3 months from now. I think that would be foolish. Like today has enough. You know, we'll worry about tomorrow. Today, let's get NC State. If we win, we'll celebrate. If at the end of the game we don't, tomorrow's already planned for us. No matter what the outcome of the game is gonna be, we have our plans for later today and we're gonna do what we do tomorrow. We don't focus on things that we cannot control. Cannot control tomorrow. Only thing we can control is our attitude, our energy, our attention to detail, and my commitment to helping those kids on the floor today for this very specific game. I am not worried about tomorrow.
Jeff, and then Frank.
Against American, I think you had 17 assists on 23 made field goals today, 18 on 26. What has led to that in the past 2 games? Is it just being unselfish, or are they doing things kind of execution-wise better?
Well, I think it starts with taking care of the basketball. You know, if we had a game where we had 18 turnovers early on in the year, and that's, you're playing with 18 less possessions than your opponent. You know, in some of those games we gave 10 offensive rebounds, so then we lost 18 and we gave them 10 extra. And the game is not that hard. You know, you got to focus on doing the little things well, and you got to focus on doing the hard things well. I told them in the locker room it was a 12-round match, and you know, we kind of wobbled out at the end, but we went 12 rounds.
Okay, Frank, last question.
Coach, in the second half, there was more aggressiveness taking the ball to the hoop. Rhodey one time took it almost from mid-court all the way to the basket, and then late in the game, IMAC took one to the basket. Was that a conscious decision to try to force them to either foul or give up a drive?
I mean, we would like to get to the free throw line more. You know, contrary to last season, I think we're a decent free throw shooting team. I think we can take advantage of that. But also, when a team is pressing you full court, you can't play. You know, you got to attack it. And if the layup is there all week, the encouragement was to take it. You know, if it's not, then pull it out and then run your offense. But as a whole, I think think we did a good job of handling their pressure back to our one turnover in the second half. They did pick up their pressure. I'm definitely extremely pleased with the way we handled the ball, pleased with the play of all the guys. Something we can grow from. We're going to look at our rebounding situation and try to get better there. And we're going to celebrate this. We're going to celebrate what we did well. You know, the team is coming along. And what we're going to be, you know, next week, hopefully we'll take another step. This is a long journey, and we're just taking steps, you know, and see where it takes us.
Thanks, Coach.
Happy New Year, guys.
Coach Keith.